Okay, let's jump right into the deep end today. We are looking at a really fascinating source.
Yeah, this one's quite something.
It's a self-reported spiritual transformative experience, an STE, from someone we'll call Jeff H. And we need to be really clear here.
Right.
This wasn't a near-death experience, not an NDE. It wasn't a dream, wasn't drug-induced or anything like that.
No, this was totally spontaneous. Happened July 17th, 2021, 11:17 a.m. Just boom, an overwhelming download.
Exactly, like theological, cosmological information just poured in.
And what gets me is how it changed him. He already saw himself as, a spiritual person,
Right.
but this wasn't just confirming beliefs. It was like getting the universe's source code handed to him. It went way beyond belief into, well, certainty for him.
A total reality reboot, basically. So
Yeah.
our mission here is to really unpack this. We need to trace the sequence,
Yeah, how did it start? What happened?
from that almost casual request for help,
Mm-hmm.
right up to the moment you physically collapsed and got this massive info dump about, well, everything. Life, death, God, the works.
And that warning at the end, too. We definitely need to talk about that.
Oh, yeah. So let's start at the beginning. The trigger. It's almost mundane, isn't it?
It really is. Jeff was self-employed, working from home, totally swamped, stressed out.
We've all been there.
Exactly. And he just looks up, kind of jokingly, and says something like, "Could use a little help here, please help me." Throwing it out there.
Just venting,
Off the-
almost. But the response,
Immediate. He hears this strange noise way up in the sky. He specifically says it sounded like it was coming from space.
wow. Okay, so a joking plea gets an instant cosmic reply. That feels unusual.
Very direct, very personalized. He couldn't see anything at first, just felt this freaky feeling like something was looking at me.
Creepy.
Yeah, and then the visual starts. A small spot right above him just expands, grows fast, fills half the sky, and starts moving down towards him.
Okay, that would freak me out. He went inside.
Yep, headed for the kitchen. Probably felt a bit safer indoors,
Makes sense.
But that's where it really hits him physically. As he's moving, his knees just give out, buckle completely.
And no prior physical reason for that.
None at all. Never happened before. So he's struggling to stand, and then he feels it, something from above, that descending thing. It just came down and went through my entire body instantly.
He actually mentions later, doesn't he, that the collapse was necessary.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't take that energy standing up.
Exactly. He believes if he'd been standing, the sheer power would have, well, shattered him. The collapse allowed him to receive it.
And then he's on the floor. Fetal position. Can't move.
Yeah, totally incapacitated, shaking, crying, but not tears of pain. He says it was tears of total acceptance, forgiveness, and love.
For how long, did he say?
He estimates maybe 20, 30 minutes. Could have been 40. He said time just seemed to stop or lose all meaning right then.
While all this is happening, he's experiencing the light.
Yes, a pervasive, super bright white light of energy. He identifies this as God.
Not just from God, but God itself.
Yeah, right. Warm, beautiful, filling every single cell with what he calls the complete light of love. The word he uses is bliss. Says earthly words just can't capture it.
And the information download.
Yeah.
How did that work? Was it like a voice?
No, that's what's so compelling. No voice, nothing external he heard or saw in that sense. It was like a pure data transfer.
Like plugging into the main server?
Kind of, yeah. Multiple waves, top to bottom, all happening in seconds. He received complete information from a lifetime of questions and doubts. Just uploaded.
Instant answers. And the first thing he understood was personal, right? About his own life.
Yes, exactly. The very first packet of information addressed all the hardships he'd faced since birth.
Stuff he'd carried for years.
Right. And the message was, none of it was accidental. Not fate, not bad luck. It was all pre-planned.
Pre-plan. For what purpose?
To make him stronger and wiser. That was the explicit reason given.
Wow, how did that land?
Profoundly. Instantly. All the pain, the resentment he'd been carrying about his past, gone. Erased in that moment of understanding. He felt reborn again.
That validation must have been incredibly powerful. Like, okay, this is real. Because it just healed that.
Precisely. It anchors the whole experience for him, you feel. That personal reconciliation opens the door for the bigger stuff.
Okay, so let's get into that. The cosmic download. The nature of God.
Yeah, this is where it broadens out significantly. He was shown God isn't a person, not male or female, no physical form we'd recognize.
Just the light?
Pure love. That pure, super bright white light of energy. God is everything, everywhere, and crucially, we are a part of God.
So not separate. That's a classic mystical insight, isn't it? Non-duality.
It is. But then the information takes a really interesting turn, blending that non-dualism with, well, more specific elements, like Jesus.
Right. The explanation for Jesus was quite specific. If God is just this overwhelming light, it's too much, too terrifying.
Apparently so. The download explained that God created Jesus specifically to make the divine relatable. An interface, almost.
So people wouldn't just be completely freaked out by the raw reality of God.
Exactly. To act as a teacher, a messenger, someone who could show us the path to God in a way we could understand.
So Jesus is real, but sort of strategically deployed.
That's the gist of the information he received, yeah. A bridge between pure energy and human minds.
Okay, and this leads into the idea of duality, the battery analogy.
Right. Life needs negative and positive, like a battery. You can't appreciate the good days without the bad ones. It's essential for the learning process, apparently.
Which requires balance
Yeah.
and realms.
Two real places. Heaven and hell. Heaven is described beautifully: home, true love, no worries, no time, no disease, just peace.
But hell and the description of the beings there,
Yeah.
that got really specific and kind of horrifying.
It did. This wasn't just abstract evil. He was shown Satan and demons, also created by God, interestingly enough.
To be the negative pull of the battery?
Yes, but the visual, he describes them as round bodies with, I think, was 8 long, thin legs with sharp claws and dirty, huge, sharp teeth.
8 legs. That's oddly specific. And kind of spider-like, but round bodies. It's a very concrete, almost monstrous image.
It is, very visceral. But here's the key distinction he was given. They look terrifying, but they cannot physically harm us.
So their power isn't physical.
It's mental, psychological. They try to plant bad thoughts, influence the weak-willed, get us to sin, essentially trying to steal our souls.
So it's a constant battleground in our minds.
Yeah, he described it as a daily battle, but we're not alone in that. We also have spirit guides, angels on the other side helping us out.
An ongoing spiritual tug of war.
Pretty much. And all of this cosmic struggle, sets the stage for the main point. Why we're here on Earth in the first place.
The school of souls.
Exactly. Life on Earth is simply a school for our souls. The whole point is to learn and experience emotions.
Like love, compassion, pain, guilt, sorrow, forgiveness. The full spectrum.
Right. We apparently knew God before we came here. Our guides help us choose the life, the circumstances that will teach us the lessons we need.
Which explains reincarnation in his model. Coming back again and again.
Yeah, sometimes hundreds of lifetimes, he was told. As men, women, different races. Doesn't matter. It's about the lessons.
And there's a goal, right? A specific metric.
There is. And this is another one of those super specific details. The harder the life, the more challenges you overcome, the closer you get to passing the test.
And the test has a level.
Level 22. He saw that number repeatedly. Reaching level 22 means you graduate. You've learned what you needed to from Earth.
Graduate and do what?
Choose other paths. Maybe become a spirit guide yourself. Help others in the school.
Level 22. Why that number? It's so precise. It almost gamifies spirituality.
It does, doesn't it? It makes the school metaphor very concrete, like there's a defined curriculum and graduation requirements.
Did he get any guidance on, like, ethical gray areas within this school?
He did. Suicide, for instance. He was told it doesn't send you to hell.
Okay, that's different from some traditional views.
Right. But the catch is the emotional pain that led to it. You carry that with you, and you have to come back here and start all over again. You don't skip the lesson.
You just delay it and have to repeat the grade, essentially.
That's the idea.
Yeah.
And he also got an explanation for innocent suffering, which is always the hardest question. Like kids dying young from disease.
Yeah. How does the school model explain that?
The download indicated the lesson often isn't for the child in that case. It's for the loved ones left behind.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. It's for them to experience what they need to experience to learn their lessons, maybe compassion, grief, resilience, whatever is on their curriculum.
That's a challenging concept. Reframing profound tragedy as an educational necessity for others.
Deeply challenging. And he reports it just as information received, you know. Some of it was comforting, like his own pain having purpose, and some was incredibly hard, like this.
So the download is winding down. What were the final messages?
2 big things at the end. First, a kind of prime directive for living. God told him we need to be Jesus.
Be Jesus, meaning follow his teachings.
More like embody his approach. The practical test was, in any situation, ask what would Jesus do, and then do that. Simple ethics.
He noted how different the world would be if people actually did that.
Yeah, just that one principle. But right after that simple, almost gentle guidance came the warning.
The big one.
Huge. He was told very urgently, To repent all sins now, stop sinning. Why? Because something big is going to happen very soon.
How big?
Bigger than anything in Earth's history. That's the quote.
Whoa, okay. Did he get any details? What? When?
No, just the immense scale and the urgency. Get right with God now because this massive event is coming soon.
That contrast is stark. Be good like Jesus and brace for unprecedented impact.
Exactly. Talk about a takeaway message. And the personal effects on him afterward were intense.
He was changed, obviously, but how did it manifest immediately?
For months, he was just euphoric, on top of the world, he said. But there was also that weird psychic thing.
Oh, right, feeling people's emotions.
Yeah, specifically in cars, traffic, even airplanes. He could feel the people's emotions inside them, and the more crowded it was, like in traffic jams,
Which usually makes people miserable.
he felt more joy, overwhelming collective happiness. Bizarre.
That suggests a real neurological or perceptive shift happened, even if temporary.
It really does, and the long-term changes stuck. He says he doesn't sin on purpose anymore, treats people better, less money stress. He's actively trying to pass the test using that level 22 framework.
He also did some relationship cleanup, right?
Yeah.
Forgiveness.
Big time. Forgave people who'd wronged him, apologized to people he'd sinned against, and he changed his friendships, cut ties with people he saw as negative influences, users, liars. He felt God actually helped to remove them from his life.
So if you look back at the whole download,
Yeah.
it was a mix for him. Things he kind of believed and totally new stuff.
Exactly. He always believed in a creator, something logical behind it all. But the specifics. Level 22, the eight-legged demons, Jesus being created as a go-between. That was all brand new, challenging information integrated with the familiar.
But the end result for him was certainty.
Absolute, 100% certain God is real. No more fear of death. That's the core transformation, isn't it? From belief to knowledge.
Even if it cost him relationships. He said friends thought he was crazy.
Yeah, he ended up firing most of them, as he put it, because they couldn't accept his experience or the changes in him.
But from his perspective, if this life is just a school, earthly friendships might seem less important than the cosmic truth he felt he received.
That seems to be his calculation, yes.
Hmm.
He feels he traded temporary social comfort for permanent understanding. And he keeps asking himself,
Should I share this?
yeah, does God want me to share my story with as many people as possible?
Which brings us to the final thought we should probably leave you, the listener, with, considering everything in this account.
Especially that school metaphor.
Right. If Earth is just a classroom, and the goal is learning love, forgiveness, getting to level 22, what does it mean that this massive event, bigger than the coming of Jesus, is supposedly right around the corner?
Yeah, if the curriculum is about love and growth, what kind of final exam requires a warning? That monumental. What does that imply about the test ahead?
Something to definitely ponder as you navigate your own lessons here in the School of Souls.
Thank you for listening to Borrowed Time NDE podcasts. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you'll never miss a moment of inspiration. Until next time, wishing you an extraordinary and truly wonderful time on your journey through life.